I used to always hear things like the process is way more important than your results, or it's all about the process. But, it actually took me the longest time to understand why nobody ever took the time to explain what this actually meant. Today, I know that sharing beautiful paintings is something every artist enjoys, but it's only one part of a much larger story. So, today I'm going to explain why the process of creating your art is just as important, if not more important, than your final painting. So, let's start with defining what the art process actually is, and then I'll explain why it's crucial to understand and use with intention before I give you three practical tips to start becoming more aware of your own process. The artist's process is a personal way an artist creates a painting. So, from the very first idea to the finished piece, it includes everything that happens in between: the choices you make, the materials you use, the moments of doubt, the experiments, the mistakes, the things you learn along the way, and how the painting changes as you work on it. Your process isn't just about what you do, it's about how you think, feel, respond, and grow while you create. It's what shapes your voice, and no two processes are ever the same. In other words, the process is all about your how. Many artists might create similar work to yours, but what truly sets your work apart is you, the artist behind the work, and the process that you went through. Every artist is different. We have different ways of thinking and seeing things, so no two processes will be exactly the same. So, why is it so important to prioritize your process? The sooner we acknowledge our process, value it, and get curious about our own unique system and the steps that follow, the sooner we'll start developing our own voice. It's how our unique style emerges, something I know that every artist wants. But having a process doesn't mean that you need a rigid step by step system. A beautiful part of painting is all the discoveries that happen along the way. And we need to remember that the mistakes that we make often end up as the most interesting parts of our painting. So it's all about balancing strategy and intuition. If we rely solely on intuition, we'll struggle and most likely end up with an unfinished painting. But when you have a process, you're aware of how you like to create and you take time to process what you're doing. For me, it's all about giving myself creative freedom first, and then using the tools and techniques that I've learned along the way to create a powerful finished painting. The knowledge you have about yourself and your process is what separates higher level artists from those just starting or struggling to find their way. Focusing on your process and personal strategy lets you work the way you prefer in your own unique style. It allows you to be you. It's what leads to high quality, authentic paintings as well. I've created a free guide called the Clarity Checklist. So if you want something to support you as you start reflecting on your own process, this will give you a few key things to look for when a painting feels stuck or when you're not sure if it's finished. But if you're looking for something more, Intuitive and Spontaneous Abstracts is a mentor journey that will help you build clarity, confidence, and a painting style that's truly your own. You'll find the link for both the free guide and the course in the description below. All right, then. So if you're still at the point where you don't have a specific process and you're just painting to create something beautiful, then I have a few tips for you that will help you create a process that you love and give you more direction with your art. Tip number one, document your journey. Don't just focus on the final piece, document your progress. This could be through an art journal or just writing a few notes after your painting session about what you're thinking or struggling with. Because when you see the evolution of your work, it will help you understand the decisions that you made, the challenges you overcame, and the unexpected turns that your art might have took. It's like a visual diary of your own creative path. Tip number two, ask why and what if. During your creative process, pause and ask yourself, why did I choose that color and why did I make that mark? And also, what if? What if I tried a different brush? What if I flipped the canvas? This side of self-inquiry helps you understand your instincts and intentions. It turns your unconscious habits into deliberate choices and gives you more control and understanding of your unique system. Tip number 3, reflect after each session. Instead of putting your brushes down and just moving on, try to take a few minutes to reflect on what went well, what was challenging, or what you learned. Did you discover a new technique or a different way of seeing something? This kind of reflection will help you notice patterns in your work. What's growing, what's working, and what do you want to explore next? That is how your process becomes something that you actually trust. We often look at expressive abstract art and think it's purely intuitive, but that thought alone can actually stop us from even considering our own painting process, a process that could really help us reach our full potential as artists. When it comes to developing your skills and your voice, quantity is definitely more important than quality. Let me say that again. Quantity is definitely more important than quality, especially in the beginning. But as you progress and develop your process, you'll naturally begin to focus more and more on quality. So it will come. The thing is, we all need to go through a process of doing something over and over again in order to learn. All right, then, I'm going to put on some music. Even though I wasn't quite able to finish this painting, I did get a bit closer though. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the process. Keep creating, and I'll see you next week.